ngan ngala ne ko bwe chana ngat yang da muri cha chana ngan yo ga ngala ne tuk ngalan kulunga ngala ne ya.
The Noongar people's best voice is their own voice.
Noongar culture is respect.
Culture means a lot of things.
Culture is a thing of belonging.
What it means when the birds shift from down south up north and when they come back, about the fish, about the flowers. The flowers tell you what sort of fish you're going to come in.
It'll never leave you. It'll always be there, inside your head, inside your heart.
One reason why I come here is to heal myself. But here, the fresh air, the bush is like medicine. Kala cooling means coming home.
When I was younger, they made us feel like we should be ashamed of our culture. Ashamed then. Because they used to bring out these books with just naked blackfellas, on there. And they used to be laughing and saying, oh, look, that's how yous were and stuff like that. It made a lot of the Aboriginal kids ashamed.
When I feel sad about something, I feel bitter, and I feel like attacking the world, I've got a little sacred spot. I sit there for hours. I think about all the good times, the happy times that I've had. And am I going to let all these bad situations get me down? No.
Down at the massacre site, some people reckon you shouldn't go there, but I reckon it's all right to go there. Show your respect, that's a big thing to me.
Let's beautify this area here. Make a big garden here in remembrance of the people that died here. That would make me very, very happy. I'm going to be over here across the road one day in that cemetery there. And then I'll probably be meeting up with all the spirits there that have been lost in that massacre. And I can explain to them. I don't have to be ashamed anymore. I'd like to think that I'm representing them as well as myself. Because I want better things for my family, for my culture, for my people. Government, white fellas, got to start listening to old black fellas like myself and putting some funds in the right place so that we can take our young people out into the bush and learn them the way that we were learned.
There's a minister there, but he's not accessible to Aboriginal people. It's like a great big block set up between the government and the Aboriginal community. And I really believe that if I went as an elder from the bush to City Hall down here and said I want to see the minister, I'd never be able to get to him.
This old Noongar woman, she came down to Perth one day and she had to go to court. Anyway, the person at the judge said, right, I'm sick and tired of listening to you. And this old lady say, yeah, Judge, you're sick and tired of? Yes, I'm sick and tired of you. Why, Judge? You can't understand me, I can't understand you. I'm throwing your case out the door. Yeah, Judge, you're going to throw my case at the door? Yes, I'm throwing your case at the door. You're not throwing my case at the door. And he bought that case the other day.
You guys have a way of laughing at it, laughing at situations. And I think that's the way. That's the best way that we got, as part of our culture, dealing with any grief, any pain and stuff like that, is that we do have this ability to be able to laugh.
We have a governing body of Europeans, and we have our Aboriginal structure. We can't separate one from the other. They have to both be connected so they can both complement each other and make sure that they're doing the right thing for the people. Camwo's done one thing, is bringing the elders into it When they started talking about governance, you know, like at that time we were looking at the suicides about Nyungar kids in the wheat belt and right through Nyungar country.
These kids are suffering because they're in Perth, they're getting, or other cities, they get into trouble with the law, they're learning how to take drugs, they're learning to steal to survive, and this is what's hurting the whole people like myself.
Somewhere along the line, the kids have lost respect for the elders. Not every kid, but a lot of kids have.
We felt that there was a breakdown between Aboriginal communities and the young people. They couldn't relate to each other, and we felt that we need to put the onus back on the elders. We had 13 elders at our table, and the thing that they was coming out with, and all they was focusing on was our youth. They wanted to get rid of the drug scene. They wanted to get rid of like the suicide part that drugs and alcohol played on these young people. They wanted to break down those barriers. They wanted to re-educate our young kids that were coming out of the prison system.
If the young ones start listening to the elders, I think could turn a lot of things around.
Why are you like what you are today? Was your old people, mother or fathers way back in the time of my time, been like you? They'll say, oh, we wouldn't know, you know. And we could say, yes, well, we could tell you. We've been around when they were around.
I'd just like to send a message to kids to stay close to your parents and your elders and love them, because you don't know how long you got them for.
The elders is a big thing to me, and them all getting together and maybe taking on board younger ones to bring them up, that could be our strength. My husband had the idea of taking kids out on camps and getting elders in to explain about certain things and showing them about the bush again and how to do certain things. I think that idea was brilliant.
Bringing back the language, bringing back meeting places, bringing back our young people to meet with the old people.
I'm still trying to find it. I'm still trying to find what would be the ideal thing for them to come back. Storytelling or just being there.
You can pick up any old storybook and you could read a story and you'll find out in there's an old woman or an old man who's given advice or leading that person into something.
I love the older people. And I mean, I'm old now, because when I was young, I didn't realise what it is to be an old person. But I had a heart for them.
I hand it down to all my grandkids and my great-grandkids, and they sit around the fire and they never move, because they like hearing these stories.
You know, you sat around and listened to the old fellas, because the biggest part of going and listening to the old fellas, we were trying to encourage them to take us out the bush so we could learn more, because it was all good.
My enjoyment was going down the river, looking for joggies, finding turtle eggs, go rabbit hunting, going out the bushes for walks, anything like that. Even robbing the trees, the honey trees for honey, the beehives, and getting stung and running away. We thought it was great fun.
We travelled a lot. We walk around the bush and look for berries and whatever, you know. Our Nana would tell us the people who lived around that area and who camped there and who camped there. And because it was all bush then.
You wouldn't have had no lights out there, eh, Nan? And I said, no. We only had a fire, and that was our light. When that went out, it was dark. Things like that, they don't know. A lot of kids don't know. Once you understand about the bush, you'll understand about your culture. Once you got respect, you'll understand what the elders are trying to teach you. And then they'll stand up one day and say, yes, well, I'm a Noongar person and I respect my culture and my budja.
Bring her home now. Bring her home.